Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Trust and Sub 2 seminar. Thank you so much for your patience this morning. We are delighted to have you with us. You are in store for 2 days of power-packed information. Please write down any questions that you do have so that we can make sure and address those. There will be designated times that we will be taking questions. Just a few housekeeping notes. Our break times are scheduled for 11 and 3:15 p.m. Lunch is scheduled for noon. Those are approximate times. Tony gets going sometimes and may go a little over, but that just kind of gives you a guideline. If you have any issues during this seminar, please email me at pam@housewaytowealth.com. pam@houseway2wealth.com. And now, what you've been waiting for, the baddest man I know, my husband, Tony Robinson.
All right. Y'all ready to go? Y'all ready? We live streaming, y'all. Y'all ready? I'm pumped for this, guys. We've been waiting for this. I know, COVID-19 got everybody shut in, and I would have loved to have had all of you guys in a room, and we were able to be a little bit more intimate. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully everybody has been staying safe. And guys, I am just excited for myself as well as for you. This is going to be an information-packed 2 days. I know we got started off a little bit late here this morning, but we had some technical difficulties with people trying to get the link and get signed in and all that. But we will make up that time, and you have not missed anything up to this point. Again, I am excited that you guys chose to invest in yourself. Okay, invest in yourself on a Saturday and Sunday. Although we shut in, most of us are shut in anyway. I don't know what else you had to do, but you probably could say I didn't have to spend $1,000 to do it. But I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna be the best $1,000 you ever spent in your life. I can just about guarantee it. So we're gonna get ready to get started. Couple things that I wanna do is just a few, my wife went over a few house rules. I just want to add some things, couple things, guys. Number one, I want to first of all thank Max Maxwell, Dave Harding, and his crew for assisting me with this. I have to stay in my lane, guys. I know what I'm good at, and I know what I don't know nothing about. And they have really, really taken care of me. And hopefully, guys, this is going to come off in a way that you guys will feel like you're actually in the room with me, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have the desired effect was that you would think I was sitting right there in your living room with you or whatever. So I want to thank Max and his crew. They've done a phenomenal job of getting this set up, all the rehearsal and getting all this stuff together, and I really appreciate it. And then, of course, I have to thank my lovely wife. Ain't she fine? That's right. God is good. So I have to thank my wife because she's my partner and soulmate. She keeps me, when I'm talking about everybody bad like me, ain't nobody bad like me. She tell me go take out the trash. So anyway, she keeps me grounded. So I just want you guys to know that's my lady right there. She has my support and she supports me in everything I do. I just honor her because number one, guys, I was supposed to have pulled the plug on this stuff about 4 years ago. And we were supposed to be just chilling and taking vacation and going up to the mountains and riding horses and doing whatever else she wanted to do. And some of you have heard me say this before, but I ran into some folks, one of them by the name of Max Maxwell, who convinced me that I need to come back out here and share with the people. And I am excited about doing that. I don't regret it. It has been a journey for about the last 3 years of just going out and just sharing with people. I've been mentoring and coaching people probably since 2007, started doing this business in 1996. So I'm just going to start off a little bit about me. I got started in this business on what I call a whim, guys. I got started on a Carlton Sheets no money down program back in December, actually, of 1995. I ordered that course, December of 1995. And so December 1995, I kept seeing this infomercial running over and over and over, early in the morning, late at night. I would see these people talking about their net worth and that they went from zero net worth to being worth millions of dollars, and they own this many properties and all that stuff. And I never even had any aspirations of owning a home, period. I'm retired military, was in the military, 82nd Airborne when I retired in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And when I retired from the military, I came to the Winston-Salem area to work. And the company that actually employed me provided me with housing as a part of my employment package. Of course, while I was in the military, Uncle Sam housed me for a military career. So I never worried about a house. I never thought about a house. I just had no concern for it. I rented, and Uncle Sam paid for it when I went to different locations while I was on my military journey. But again, like I said, I never worried about a house. And this infomercial kept running over and over and over. And one day I decided, I said, hey, let me just see what these people are talking about. I know they're doing just kickback, telling lies, but it said 90 days or your money back, guaranteed. And so you know how we are, guys. Anybody say something about money back, hey, we in there. So I got in there, ordered the program, and guys, this is what I started with. So for some of you, I'm just going to say this. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't, you guys got way more tools than I had. This is what I started with: a tape. And actually, most of you people out there don't even know what this is. Some of y'all right now can't even tell me, you ain't never even played one of these things. All right. So what I'm telling you is, guys, this right here was the start of me doing what I'm doing right now. My wife and I own 8 different businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses, guys. We have been in this business. We still do this every single day. I'm not out here just talking the game. We still in the game. We have a portfolio of properties that we manage. We do this from the real estate investment perspective. And then we also set up and we have a business that does property management for others, my wife being a broker. And then she also is a broker in charge. So we do the regular traditional real estate stuff as well. But we do it at another level because I'm just going to say that, go back to my wife again. Ain't nobody bad like her too. So I'm just going to tell you guys again, this journey of mine has been something that, I just wouldn't believe. Many of you sitting at home right now, I know you're saying, hey, can I really do this business? And now that COVID-19 has struck upon us, some of you, I've seen people calling me over the last few weeks and everything, and they're trying to tell me that they're already considering getting out of the game. Do you think real estate is still it? Yes, real estate is still it. And for many of you that were on the live with me last week, you know that basically, guys, real estate is cyclical, okay? It goes in cycles. And not only is it cyclical, guys, it's local. So you pay attention to your local market. There's 4 different market cycles. We won't get into all of that right now. But when we come out of this, we're gonna be probably in a recession phase. And this is for you to be seen as opportunity, okay? As opportunity. Guys, I've gone through several real estate cycles. I'm still standing. And we're going to talk about how you get to stand for 24 years over the course of this weekend. Now, a couple things I want to say as well is, we expect you guys to honor your hard-earned dollars that you paid for this event. So we ask you not to share links or anything and invite anyone else, because if we see that happen, guys, we're going to shut it down and then we'll have to start all over. And that's just going to be wasting your time. So again, honor system, we got people that can monitor, they're monitoring that. But, guys, I just want to say that right now, you paid your good hard-earned money, and let's not have the training interrupted because we got to go in and make adjustments for anything. Um, I'm just excited to be with you guys on this weekend. Again, my journey has been just a tremendous trial. And I'm gonna tell you, if I had it to do on my worst day, I can't think of anything that I would prefer to do than what I'm doing right now. You guys know me, I'm a Christian, so I'm always telling people the Lord is my shepherd. And bottom line is this, is that even though I wasn't acknowledging that how I got started in this business, God has shown me that the reason I am who I am is because of him. I didn't know that infomercial running over and over and over that I wasn't paying any attention to, I believe now, and at this point in time, was God actually calling me to what he would have me do on this earth. So I just wanted to share that with you. One thing I want to share with you guys is to dream, continue to dream. Don't let anyone captivate you in self-imposed limitations. Don't have self-imposed limitations yourself. Don't worry about your past. Don't worry about, hey, past failures. And I don't believe in myself. We got to stop those limiting belief factors because we're bigger than that. We're better than that. And we serve a God that has more for us than that. So just believe in yourself. If a knucklehead jumping out of airplanes in the 82nd Airborne can come out here and achieve what I have achieved in this business, or myself and my family have achieved in this business, then you can too. So just believe in yourself, because I was sitting somewhere in a training just like you were years ago, wondering whether or not this thing would work for me. And obviously, like I said, guys, it has worked. It has more than worked for me. Before we get started, one thing I want to do is I always have to give a disclaimer. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that pretty quick right now. And some of you, I'm just going to say this, we are giving out disclaimers. I don't know whether you've gotten them all back to us yet, but in order to get your forms and documents, you will get some forms and documents with this event that are editable. So you will be able to edit the documents in Microsoft Word and be able to use them going forward to set up and do your trust and do some of your business activities. But you will not get those documents until we get that disclaimer form filled out and back to us. Hopefully you all have gotten your books. Most of the books, the manuals were mailed to you. And so you should have gotten a book that looks like this. And so this is your manual. We're going to be going through this today as we go through the presentation. So if you didn't get the book, we did send it to you with a watermark digital format. So you should have that. If you have not gotten that, then just email my wife and she can make sure that those get to you so that as we're going through the session today, you'll be able to follow along. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you something a little bit about the rules with this is that, and I'll jump ahead of myself. Let me go back to that. And so let's talk about, again, must sign the non-disclosure and video release form that was sent to you. Of course, we don't really have to worry about the cell phones. If they're ringing in your house, they ring in your house. We can't hear them in here. There's no recording allowed. And so we ask that you don't try to record the event. I know you're probably going to be posting and live and taking shots and whatever, and that's fine. We can deal with that. We're going to try to be on time throughout the workshop. Of course, we did get started late today, but we're going to make up that time. Questions. I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions, and so I'm going to tell you right now how we're going to do this. We're going, guys. What we're doing at this particular workshop, guys. There's two workshops going on at the same time, you might as well say. There's the book, okay? There's the book, and then there's me, okay? Again, there's the book, and then there's me. We're not going to be able to go through this entire book. It's about 140 pages of information there. You have that for a lifetime. You have me for 2 days. So what we're going to do is we're going to have question and answer at designated times. And the reason that I do it that way, guys, is because this could start off as a question and answer session. and we'll have 2 days of me just answering your questions, and you won't probably get a third of the content that I have to give to you. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is take your book in those sections where you're following along, or have your notepad and write your questions down, so that when we go into the question and answer periods, we'll try to answer as many questions as we possibly can, so that we can keep everything flowing and make sure that we get the highest and best use of the time we have allotted. If I just answer questions, you'll probably get 25% of the presentation. If you let me get through the presentation, I'm probably going to answer your question anyway, pretty much guaranteed. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead, and I got to give you the disclosure. So it says the instruction you're about to receive is intended to provide accurate and authoritative information with regard to the subject matter covered. It is offered with the understanding that neither Tony Robinson Sr., the presenter, nor H2W Investments, LLC, is engaged in rendering legal, tax, or other professional services. If legal, tax, or other expert assistance is required, the services of a competent professional should be sought. The training presented is intended for instructional purposes only. Every effort has been made to reflect the applicable laws as of the date of this event. However, this is a dynamic field of endeavor in which new laws have been enacted, old laws revised and or reinterpreted on a continuing basis, and where statutes, rulings, and presidential case law are constantly changing. Attendees are advised to proceed with caution. So again, that's the disclaimer. We know that we're not actually in the session, so I'm just going to tell you, make sure you get the disclaimer forms to us. That's how you're going to get the rest of your documentation. We are not attorneys. We are not CPAs, and don't claim to be. Never played one on TV or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you, the attorneys and the CPAs, they don't mess with me. That's why you hear me saying that. That's not to be bad boasting or whatever. I just like the little tagline. You hear me saying, ain't nobody bad like me. And I'm going to show you here in a little bit, ain't nobody bad like me. And so what I want to do is I want to bring 24 years of experience and knowledge of still actively doing the business every day to your living room or the comforts of your office or house, wherever you're at. I want to bring that to you guys so that when we're out of this COVID-19 situation, you have another tool in your toolbox to actually put you ahead of your contemporaries, guys, because it's all about what you know. And we're going to talk about that. So why are we here? Why are we here? We are here, guys, because what we are trying to do is we're trying to educate ourselves so that we can actually do this business, so that we can do this business ethically, and that we know what we're doing. And we know that whatever we're doing it in a manner that keeps us protected as well as our families. So we're here because, again, we don't know what we don't know. If you've ever heard me speak, and I talk about those knows all the time, what you know, what you don't know, and what you don't know, you don't know. And all of those knows are dangerous, and all of those knows cost you money. I'm going to say this, guys. I have spent well over $275,000 probably at this point on education. I tell people all the time, guys, that, I've done all the gurus. You name them, probably I've done them. I don't regret them. I don't regret it. I tell everybody, I believe the gurus made me because I was willing to spend that money. I was willing to spend that money, guys, because I didn't, number one, we didn't have all this Facebook chats and all the stuff that you guys got going on right now when I started. Okay. So you had to go somewhere with people that had the knowledge to get the information. And what I wanted to do is I did not want to muddle my way through with this thing. When I decided that this was actually what I wanted to do and that this was going to be my livelihood and my path to success, what I wanted to do, guys, was make sure I understood and knew what I was doing. So that meant that I wanted to grab somebody that had a proven track record of a level of success that I wanted to have. I wanted to grab them by the shirt tail. And if I had to pay them, that's so what? Because they made me better. So don't get all into this stuff about educating you about, thinking you can get everything through YouTube and Facebook and all that. That's all fine. You can see, even if we talk about Maxwell, you guys know Max's story. Max is very successful, but everybody's not going to be Max Maxwell, and Max educates himself. You know, he started off with YouTube University, but now he spends a lot of money making sure that he can take his businesses to the next level and go up another notch at a time. So make sure that you educate yourself, because again, you don't know what you don't know and you can't do what you can't do. All right. We're here as well because we want to legally and ethically be able to protect our assets. Okay. We want to be able to protect our assets. It does you no good whatsoever to build up wealth and accumulate assets and then have something detrimental, lawsuit, or something you have done maybe in business or out of business that impacts you in a manner that you lose your properties or you lose your wealth. So you want to learn how to take care of that. We also want to make sure the other part of what we're here for is we want to minimize our business and personal exposure. Okay. We don't want what happens if we have a car wreck to impact our business in a manner where we lose our assets. We lose our rental property portfolio. We lose our bank account because we backed into someone, or maybe our kid backed into someone. So we're going to talk about that as well. We're also here, guys, because a part of asset protection, believe it or not, if you never thought about it that way, is the fact, guys, that you want to be able to legally reduce your tax consequences or your tax liabilities. It doesn't do you any good, guys, to go out here driving for dollars, cold calling, deal machining, and all the stuff that we have to do, land gliding and everything. It doesn't do you any good to do all that stuff and then turn around and have to pay Uncle Sam half your money. And the reason you'll be paying Uncle Sam half your money is because you don't know what you don't know. You know, many people will go out here, guys, and you're rocking and rolling. You did $150,000 in flips and assignments or whatever in your wholesaling business. And then you come and find out next year on April 15th, when you took your taxes to your tax preparer to get done, and find out that they want you to bring in $50,000, $60,000. And that is not like an exaggerated situation. It happens to a lot of people. And and the reason being is because they didn't set themselves up properly to begin with. So structure is important. And we're going to talk about all of the different entities. We're going to talk about what type of entity actually suits you for the specific type of business that you're actually doing. Guys, one size does not fit all. Okay, so many of us, that's our problem. You know, we heard what somebody said. And so we go out here, we don't look at our tax situation. We don't look at our current occupation. Maybe your wife is or spouse is working or whatever. And you go out here and just set up a company off of what you heard, and you set up the wrong entity. And that entity costs you money. Okay, because maybe that's not the entity that is going to provide tax savings for you. So we're going to talk about what's the best entity to actually do to get you going in this business. Now, the other thing I want to say, guys, is we're going to talk about trust. We're going to talk about setting up entities, setting up land trust, personal property trust. We're going to show you over the course of these 2 days how you can almost practically disappear from public record. How many of you would like that? Nobody knows what you own. You know, you don't want everybody. See, we didn't have this when I got started. You guys, I'm almost mad at y'all because y'all got it going on nowadays. You know, we didn't have all this stuff, all these tools that you have today. You know, if I wanted to do something, if I wanted to find out about foreclosures or anything, I had to take my butt down to the courthouse and go through the records. You know, if I wanted to find out about anything, we just barely had the internet when we just started, and they didn't have all of these records accessible online. So now, guys, you can go and do almost anything. And that being said, the thing that you don't want to do, guys, is have somebody, you sitting up in your nice house, and somebody's riding by, sitting here, deal machining your house, trying to see who lives here. And now you got a whole bunch of mailers coming. Y'all know what we do. So I'm just telling you, we don't want anybody to even know what we own. Okay. And so that's a purpose for us being here. All right. So Nothing against nothing against Deal Machine. We love it, but you don't want anybody deal machining and land gliding your house. Okay, so just wanted to say that. All right, let's talk about this. We're here because of lawsuit hell. Lawsuit hell. Lawsuits, guys, are a $246 billion industry in America. $246 billion. Guys, think about all the attorneys and all the stuff, all the folks out here. There's a lot of attorneys out here hungry, out of work. You know, a lot of times we give attorneys, and I hope if any of you are on this, God bless you, but I'm going to talk about y'all's profession, because what I tell people, guys, is that oftentimes what happens is that we put certain career fields or industries on another plateau. Okay, so we look at them in another manner, doctors, lawyers, and whatever. Okay, we look at them because those were the things that mom and dad have told us to aspire to be. Okay, but I'm going to tell you, every so-called attorney, every so-called CPA is not necessarily for you. And we're going to talk about that because we do creative real estate. We do advanced level stuff. And so if you're doing advanced level stuff, you need professionals on your team that know what they're actually doing. And so, as I was saying, lawsuits are a $246 billion a year industry, guys. That's a lot of money. 60% of all employers are sued every year. Okay. There's a 1 in 8 chance of being hospitalized for accidental illness. Chance of being sued as a small business is 1 in 3. Top professions sued: physicians, landlords, and employers. Average cost to defend slip and fall lawsuits is $50,000. All right. So again, guys, we want to make sure that we limit our exposure with what we do. And it goes back to the no's. Just because you don't know or no one told you or you didn't figure that out, that doesn't give you a pass. I want you to understand that, guys. It's important to actually know what the heck you're doing, because from the government's perspective, you're expected to know the business. You're in the business, you're expected to know it. It's no different from if you were actually, let me put it this way, give you another analogy. Let's just say, you can make a good slab of ribs. All right. And so you're good at barbecuing ribs, and you decide that, hey, I'm going to take my little grill down to the football stadiums, baseball stadiums, or whatever you're going to do. And you're going to sit outside and you're going to throw slabs of meat on the grill because everybody told you those ribs that you make are kicking it. Well, let someone get sick on your ribs. Let someone get sick to the point that they have to go to hospital, and see what kind of liability you have for that business that you didn't even know you were in. Hey, man, I was just fixing ribs, man. It was no big deal. Well, it's a big deal when they start asking you, well, did you know about keeping meat at the right temperature? Okay. And did you know this? And did you know that? And now you're being sued for what you thought was just a little hobby on the side. You make a little money on the weekend. So I'm just telling you, guys, people are out here suing for